Quiero invitar a Benjamim Braga, que viene de Brasil y que básicamente nos va a proveer la perspectiva de los hombres trans y lo que es la transmasculinidad, que por supuesto, como bien decía Mauro, junto con el tema de la intersexualidad y otras cosas, se nos cae de la agenda hace muchas décadas y es un gran error y que debemos urgentemente enmendar, y para eso tenemos activistas súper importantes y articulados para recordárnoslos. Benjamín, you will be presented in English. Les pedimos que se pongan los auriculares porque va a presentar en inglés.
Buenas tardes a todos y todas. Peço desculpas desde ya, pero mi portuñol es pésimo, entonces voy a hablar en inglés. Gracias, Mauro, pelo convite, a todos que fizeram esse evento estar acontecendo. So, there you go. Brazilian trans men, it is important to mention that for us, trans men, it's a political name choice in Brazil. We inside this group, we have other people identifying in other ways. So we have people that identify as exclusively as transgender or a transmasculine person, as a man, as a non-binary person, and even intersex people. So with that being said, Brazilian trans men face several challenges regarding healthcare in general. Most Brazilian trans men don't look for health services because they are afraid of suffering any sort of prejudice or to be sent away to another place that they either do not want to go or can't go. As the transmasculine transgender F2M body and its needs is still not known by several health professionals, we have heard, seen, or lived situations in which these professionals A, refuses to attend or see us due by religious choices, religious reasons, or others, as not to agreeing or believe with or in medical transition. B, the professional sees us but mentions that he or she can't help us, not because he or she is not specialized in endocrinology, for example, but because he or she is not specialized in trans endocrinology. The ironic thing about this fact is that we, as users of the Brazilian universal health system called SUS, know that there aren't trans-centered health professionals. None of the professionals that work with us in the program or in the trans-centered programs are specialized in trans issues. They all went to the same universities. They all had the same courses, they all took the same credits. This professional usually sends us to one of the 5 university hospitals specialized in trans healthcare. Depending on where the trans person lives or what he does for a living, leaving his city to look for healthcare, it's not something possible. And C, access to a proper healthcare is still very difficult. Brazil is a continental country. It's huge. So we have only 5 programs running nowadays. So as we and our bodies needs are still not known by several professionals and people in general, we are probably going to face serious problems in the near future. We don't have many information on trans men and HIV because most trans men simply don't go to hospitals and don't have their blood tested or other exams done due to fear of being discriminated or not to have his needs attended anyways. We, as a social movement, have been working hard and also creating alliances with several other professionals, not only health professionals, to motivate trans men to look for healthcare. We and several other allies are also working on trying to provide safer spaces for trans men. What we have now is ourselves. Most Brazilian trans men, including myself, count on other trans men when the topic is related to healthcare. There are many trans men still taking illegal testosterone, sharing needles, and working as sexual workers without proper protection. I do not want to be a pessimist, but it seems that what travestis and trans women, Brazilian travestis and trans women faced in the past, in the 1970s, 1980s, is what we are now dealing with, or what we will have to deal with. Barriers or regular condoms do not work for all transmasculine bodies, since all trans men do not feel comfortable in certain positions. Due to this, many of us are totally unprotected from HIV and STIs. It is urgent that we think of a new kind of barrier or protections for our group.